morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Acharya. The top stories first. President produced House session. The winter session ran for 92 days amid UML obstruction. MPs alarmed by skyrocketing prices of daily essentials say that the price hike occurred due to the lack of market monitoring. Cases of skin allergy is likely to rise after Holi. Dermatologist urges to avoid chemical paints. 3 EU leaders to visit Kyiv to show Ukraine support. Russia still unable to capture any major city in Ukraine. And Atletico Madrid beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. The Red Devils crash out of Champions League. And now the news in detail. President Baburam Bhattarai has entered the winter session of Parliament. Government spokesperson Gyanendra Bahadur Kargi confirmed that both the House sessions have come to an end from yesterday. The Parliament Secretariat stated that the President prorogued the House session from yesterday midnight upon the recommendation of the Council of Ministers. A meeting of the Council of Ministers held earlier yesterday had recommended the President to end the Parliament session. The winter session of the Parliament started on December 14, 2021 and ran for 92 days. The opposition CPN-UML has disrupted the House meetings from the start of the session, seeking action against 14 lawmakers who left the party. One of the major achievements of the winter session of Parliament was the ratification of the US Grant Assistance (MCC). Chairman of the main opposition party CPN-UML, KP Sharma Oli, has claimed that his party will win at least 60% of the seats in the upcoming local election. Addressing the third full meeting of the organizing committee of the 7th National Conference of All Nepal Women's Association held in Kathmandu on Tuesday, Oli claimed that UML would win 60 to 70% of the local elections. He repeated CPN-UML does not need any support to win the election. Chairman Oli said that they are ready to compete as they are in a competitive multi-party democratic system. Chairman Oli also said that the election competition should be healthy. Contemporary politics has become a tug of war between regressive forces and the forces that respect people's verdict, said Oli. He said that the coalition partners represent regressive forces. Chairman Oli said that the number of members of All Nepal Women's Association should be increased to 1 million before the local level election. Home Minister Khan requested the consumer rights activist not to protest MCC that has been passed by the Parliament. Minister Khan said that MCC was passed from the Parliament for the welfare of the consumer rights and requested the activist to support it. During a program organized on Tuesday on the occasion of World Consumer Rights Day, he said that the country which supports press freedom, human rights and democracy had to back the MCC. Lawmakers of the Parliamentary Committee have expressed concerns regarding the silence of consumer rights authorities regarding the price hike of daily essentials. Bimal Prasad Srivastav, chairman of the Industry, Commerce, Labour and Consumer Committee of Lower House, came down heavy on the government authorities for not doing enough to curb inflation. He said that the prices of daily essentials such as cooking oil, sugar and other food items have been skyrocketing while the concerned authorities have remained silent over the issue. Speaking at a program organized on the occasion of World Consumer Rights Day, Chairman of the House Committee Srivastav said that the government should pay attention to guarantee the rights of consumers. He argued that the price hike occurred due to the lack of monitoring. He also warned that prices will skyrocket if the government does not intensify market monitoring. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 57 new cases of coronavirus across the country. The total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 978,044, while the number of active cases has dropped to 4,746. Coronavirus claimed no more lives across the country. Nepal is currently among top 57 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 81.24 million confirmed cases, followed by India with more than 42.99 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 461.53 million people across the world and claims over 6.07 million lives. Experts have suggested one and all to remain cautious due to the rising temperature in the country in recent days. The Department of Meteorology and Hydrology observed that 39 centers recorded temperature between 30 to 35 degrees Celsius and one center reported 40 degrees. The department added that the temperature will be rising for a couple of more days. Climate expert Dr. Dharmaraj Upreti warned about the flow of hot air when the temperature rises to more than 40 degrees in Tarai and 30 degrees in hill region. Dr. Upreti urged the public to stay alert because the temperature will be rising gradually for a few more days. When there is flow of hot air, the environment will be dry and there will be less rainfall. The pollution level rises and in the case of massive windstorm, there will be destruction of physical infrastructures.
यो पिरियडमा चाहिँ हावाहुरी बढी चल्ने, तातो हावा चल्ने र तापक्रम चाहिँ 30 डिग्री भन्दा माथि 40 डिग्री भन्दा माथि को अवस्थामा रहने अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मान्छेहरुमा अब डिहाइड्रेसनको अवस्था उत्पन्न हुने र एकदमै हाम्रो वातावरण पर्यावरण चाहिँ ड्राई हुने हुनाले वन जंगलमा चाहिँ अब आगलागीको घटना चाहिँ हुन सक्ने.
He added that the public should be informed about such situation beforehand. He also mentioned that temperature rise may lead to chances of windstorm which can destroy our agricultural produce. Holi, the festival of colors, is particularly celebrated by smearing colors among each others. But we are unaware of how much these colors affect our skin. Doctors have suggested to play Holi with caution as the use of chemicals in colors can cause skin-related problems. A report.
Holi is also known as the Festival of Colors. It is celebrated by smearing colors among one's friends and family members, which symbolizes love and harmony. During Holi, different colors are smeared on each other besides throwing water among the revelers. But in recent times, various problems have surfaced in the name of festivals. These days, chemical paints are also being used during Holi along with the color and water, which are very harmful for human health. When people use these type of paints, they get various skin problems. The colors and harmful paints used in Holi often cause rashes in the skin and sometimes even breathing problems.
हुन्छ. कसैलाई चाहिँ जुन ठाउँमा कलर लगाइयो त्यही ठाउँमा डाइरेक्टली स्किनमा डाइरेक्ट कन्ट्याक्टले हुने एलर्जिज भने कसैलाई चाहिँ एक ठाउँमा लगाइए पनि होल बडीमा आउन सक्ने एलर्जी. सो यो डिफ्रेन्ट किसिमको एलर्जिज हुन्छन्. यो एलर्जिजहरुमा चाहिँ तपाईलाई कसैको रातो रातो बिबिरा देखाउँछ, कसैको पानी फोका आउँछ, कहिलेकाहीँ कमिलाले टोकेको जस्तो डाबरहरु आउँछ, कहिलेकाहीँ छपक्कै फैलिन्छ र कहिलेकाहीँ अलिकति अनकमन सिनेरियोमा चाहिँ हजुरको ओठहरु फुट्ने, ओठहरु सुन्निने र स्यास्या हुने सम्म पनि हुन सक्छ, जुन चाहिँ एउटा किसिमको इमर्जेन्सी पनि हो.
Not all skin types are the same, so some users are affected quickly and for a long time. Doctors have advised not to use any color or paint on those who have skin problems since childhood.
जसरी कसैको ड्राई स्किन छ, कसैको सेन्सिटिभ स्किन छ भने डेफिनेटली सेन्सिटिभ स्किनको मान्छेलाई नै बढी रियाक्ट गर्ने हो. जो मान्छेलाई पहिला पनि कुनै किसिमको एलर्जी भइसकेको छ अथवा सानैदेखि एलर्जी हुने इश्युजहरु छ अथवा स्किन घाममा जाँदा रातो हुन्छ, पोल्छ, चराउँछ, पहिला अरु कुनै प्रोडक्टहरु युज गरेको छ त्यो युज गर्दा पनि चराउँछ भने त्यस्तो व्यक्तिहरुलाई चाहिँ सेन्सिटाइज हुने सम्भावना बेसी हुन्छ.
It is important to celebrate any festival without harming yourself. When playing Holi, it is advised to avoid the sun and use of chemical paints as much as possible. After Holi, the number of people coming to the hospital due to various allergies and other skin-related problems has been increasing. To avoid such problems, doctors suggest using sunscreens that suits your skin while playing Holi.
And now the news from economic front. Five airlines companies have shown interest to operate regular flights to and from the Gautam Buddha International Airport, a report.
Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal is preparing to operate international flights at the Gautam Buddha International Airport from May 16. The authorities took such decision following the instruction from Minister of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation Prem Bahadur Ale to make arrangements for the operation of international flights at the airport as soon as possible. According to the Aviation Authority, Jazeera Airways of Kuwait, Sri Lankan Airlines of Sri Lanka, Nepal Airlines Corporation, Qatar Airways and Thai Smile Airlines Company of Thailand have shown interest for commercial flights. Engineer Pradeep Kumar Adhikari, Director General of CAAN, said some of the airlines companies have shown interest to operate flights at Gautam Buddha International Airport. He added that they are preparing to grant permissions to the airlines after studying their proposals. The CAN had issued an aeronautical publication information few days ago for the operation of commercial flight. Similarly, Chief of Gautam Buddha International Airport, Govinda Prasad Dahal, said that problems have surfaced in some activities due to lack of human resources. Out of 151 quotas, there are only 36 staff at the airport. The government has been making preparation to bring the Gautam Buddha International Airport into operation from May 16, coinciding with the Buddha Jayanti festival.
Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. Three European prime ministers rode a train for Kyiv on Tuesday, the first visit by foreign leaders to the Ukrainian capital since Russia launched its invasion, a report.
The high-level visit is a striking symbol of Ukraine's success so far in fending off Russia's assault. Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki has set off across the border with Czech Prime Minister Petr Fiala and Janez Janša of Slovenia. He said it was the duty to be where history is first, because it's not about us, but about the future of our children who deserve to live in a world free from tyranny, said the Polish Prime Minister. Fiala said the aim was to confirm the unequivocal support of the entire European Union for the sovereignty and independence of Ukraine. They will arrive in a city still under bombardment, where around half of the 3.4 million population has fled and many are spending nights sheltering in underground stations. Two powerful explosions rocked the capital before dawn on Tuesday and tracker fire lit up the night sky. A high-rise apartment building was in flames after being struck by artillery. Firefighters tried to douse the blaze and rescue workers helped evacuate residents trapped inside using mobile ladders. But despite sailing that had reduced some cities to rubble, Europe's biggest invasion force since World War II has been halted at the gates of Kyiv nearly 3 weeks into a war which Western countries say Moscow believed it would win within days. Major road and train routes from the capital are still open, and Russia has failed to capture any of Ukraine's 10 biggest cities. Hosting foreign dignitaries in his own capital would be a remarkable achievement for President Volodymyr Zelensky, who rejected offers to evacuate early in the war, staying under bombardment to rally his nation.
The US Senate unanimously approved a resolution late Tuesday seeking investigations of Russian President Vladimir Putin and his regime for war crimes over the invasion of Ukraine. The bipartisan measure from Senator Lindsey Graham says that Senate strongly condemns the violence, war, crimes against humanity being carried out by Russian military forces under Putin's direction. It encourages international criminal courts to investigate Putin, his Security Council and military leaders for possible war crimes. These atrocities deserve to be investigated for war crimes, said Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. The measure was approved swiftly and without dissent as lawmakers in Congress continues to muscle a bipartisan shows of force against the Russian war in Ukraine. First introduced almost 2 weeks ago, the Senate resolution would not carry the force of law but is another example of Congress providing the Biden administration political support to take a tough line against Putin's aggression. Last week, US Vice President Kamala Harris embraced calls for an international war crimes investigation of Russia over its invasion of Ukraine, citing the atrocities of bombing civilians, including a maternity hospital. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Manchester United lost 1-0 to Atletico Madrid in the UEFA Champions League round of 16, second leg tie at Old Trafford to crash out of the competition on 2-1 aggregate. The Red Devils, who drew 1-1 in Spain, were expected to overcome a stubborn Atletico Madrid side with Cristiano Ronaldo, United's talismanic forward, who scored a hat-trick over the weekend in readiness for the showdown. However, the 37-year-old Portuguese forward was toothless as his rudderless Man United side succumbed to a 1-0 home defeat to crash out at the first knockout phase. Atletico Madrid started the better side, forcing David De Gea to a brilliant save before Joao Felix saw his strike jacked off due to offside in the build-up. Diego Simon's side deservedly took the lead in 41 minutes with Ronaldo heading into the net from Antoine Griezmann's cross for the 1-0 lead at the interval. The Madrid side held on to the lead in the second period, with Man United finding little joy in the attack. The late introduction of Juan Mata for Harry Maguire, Man United's out-of-form captain, did not have any effect as Atletico Madrid closed out the win and advanced to the quarter-finals of the competition. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. President Pragyu's House session, the winter session ran for 92 days amid UML obstruction. MPs alarmed by skyrocketing prices of daily essentials say that the price hike occurred due to the lack of market monitoring. Cases of skin allergy is likely to rise after Holi. Dermatologist urges to avoid chemical paints. 3 EU leaders to visit Kyiv to show Ukraine support. Russia still unable to capture any major city in Ukraine. And Atletico Madrid with Manchester United at Old Trafford, the Red Devils crash out of Champions League. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.